The failure of my second company and having to shut that down was the most painful professional experience I've ever had. But it was the greatest teacher. It taught me so many lessons and it allowed me to tap into my self awareness. And so when we didn't hit product market fit, it was something I realized towards the end of the company, a couple months from actually shutting it down, where I was like, oh, we should actually be taking more of an intentional approach here. I made huge mistakes in trying to build out this company, the second company, Airseed. And I spent weeks, if not months, laying in bed, depressed, once I had this like realization that this is going to end not well and it's going to end poorly. And the disappointment with my team, the disappointment from my investors, the disappointment from my friends and family, and just having to face that. And I really had to look at myself. And I do distinctly remember this one particular moment where I was looking at myself in the mirror in my bathroom. And I don't exaggerate when I say this, like I had tears in my eyes and I'm like, I'm a complete failure. How did this happen? And I really just had to look inwards and realize, you know what, maybe you're not meant to be a CEO. What is your place in this world? And so I had all these questions going through my head. And I truly believe that each one of us on this planet has this particular place in the world and they fit within a particular construct around this world and around society. And so for me, I was like, I achieved some success with my first company. I didn't achieve success with the second company where I'm CEO. So I had very limited data points, but I'm like, I actually don't care about control. I care about influence. And I've studied so many founders and so many CEOs, folks I know personally, folks I've studied from afar that I admire, and others who have been unsuccessful and have failed. And I found that the best CEOs, without sounding too harsh here, are like a bit of like control freaks. Like they exercise control. And that's actually something I look for when I'm investing in other founders and other companies. I look for a CEO who has a penchant for that. I didn't really care about control. I cared about influence. So in the context of Superhuman, when we were starting the company, this was a conversation that came up between Rahul and I, where he's like, I'm going to be the CEO of the company. And I was like, I want you to be the CEO. I never want to be CEO ever again. And I explained why. And one of the things I said to him was like, look, I don't care if you push the button. As long as I get to bend your ear and say, hey, I recommend you push the button. That's what matters to me the most. And so I didn't value control. I valued influence. I wasn't technical, especially if you're building a software company. I found the best CEOs are ones who have a technical and product background, whereas I had more of a business background. And I would say those are some of the major elements. And in all honesty, being a CEO is so incredibly stressful. It's so incredibly stressful. It's lonely. It was a very lonely experience being the founder CEO of my company, even though I did have co-founders where I didn't really have a support structure. I know that there are a lot of resources now in the market for founders and founder CEOs in particular with providing support and coaching and whatnot, but I didn't really have that. And so it was just something where I'm like, I prefer being the number two. I don't want to be the number one. And I'm happier that way because I'm trying to optimize for happiness. I'm not trying to optimize for ego.